Hi Virgo, welcome to your 21st to the 27th of January 2024. I know it's been a while, but bitch has been doing a bitch. Like the video, comment if you want to book a reading. There is face-to-face, there is tarot coaching, and there is also specific readings. Website is back up, you can book below. Like the video and comment. So this is just going to be quick general energies. They come out how they come out. I'm not fighting it, I'm not forcing it. If some of them have went off mid-sentence, okay, that's what God wants me to deliver this week. That's what I would suggest for you. I'm a Virgo ascendant. We give too much. Okay? Our job this year is that it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay? We're going to show up. We're going to do what we can. We're going to pay attention. That's it. So we've got the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords for you this week is kind of over-analysing, overthinking, wanting things to be perfect and the same. But sometimes when you do that, you just burn yourself out. Okay, so when you're constantly thinking, oh, I've got to wear this, I've got to do this, it's got to be like this. No, it doesn't. It's going to be what it's going to be. Obviously, presentation matters, but also showing up, getting better over time. So an example of this is whenever I do my readings, I can never do them short. And I've always wanted to do that where I get onto a camera and instead of giving all details that are unnecessary, I just hit the point, hit the point, hit the point. Short, sweet, and to the point. Still bomb-ass videos, but they're not taking 40 minutes. A, because they're better to upload, people receive them better because they've got a short attention span. So that's what I'm doing. I'm using this playlist as a way to learn how to change my approach to my readings. I feel like this week for you, don't be in your head. Okay, don't overthink things, just show up. Whatever you're wearing, whatever you're doing, and just do the best you can. Okay, and use it as a way to train yourself. You need to get out your head. Some of you want to start a business, you want to do something, and see, I've just started preening myself and I haven't even been doing that. Stop preening yourself, stop worrying about how other people are viewing it. Okay, just try to be present, flow, let it be what it's going to be. You're going to flop, you're going to succeed, that's the way it is, but you're going to get better over time. So if you use, there's something about wanting to start a business or wanting to do something new, but then kind of being overly worried. Same as a relationship. So I'm getting it as that there's a person you're dating or a person you like, but you're so conscious around this person about your hair and what you're wearing, but that doesn't open the door for you to be authentic with this person. Because the relationship or the attraction is predominantly based off being perfect, and nobody's perfect. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. You're going to win in your career, in this new venture, these new projects. You're going to win in love, but you need to stop trying to be perfect. That doesn't mean you shouldn't try to look decent. It doesn't mean you shouldn't, but just try not to overthink this week, okay? What else are we seeing for Virgos this week, please? What are we seeing? Page of Pentacles. Allow yourself to be a beginner. Okay? Allow yourself to accept that things are not going to be perfect in the beginning. That you don't really know what you're doing. Allow yourself to fail and succeed is what I'm saying. Some of you are anxious because you've been out the dating game and there's new love coming in and you're kind of a bit hyper conscious, you might be a bit insecure, because when we haven't had sex or we haven't dated for a while, we tend to get a bit insecure. The right person is going to love you with sick on your face. They're going to look, seriously, they're going to see you in all parts of your life. They're going to see you at your worst and they're going to see you at your best. People who just want people at the best, Virgo, fuck those people. People who expect you, first day on the job, to be able to do the executive's job, fuck those people. The right people will be like, I was in that place once myself, and it takes time to learn and it takes time to grow. Allow yourself to not have all the answers. Allow yourself to be vulnerable in front of this person and not try to be, just be normal, just be authentic, right? Okay? The Sun with the Five of Wands. I feel like there is a sense here of there might be competition as well. So I was out today and there's these little kids and they're kicking the ball everywhere and I walked past and they were like, having fun. And I went to Ronaldo, to one of the little babies. And I could see he was like, but there might be a sense of perfectionism and expecting yourself to be at a certain standard before you've actually did the work. So for example, Ronaldo didn't become Ronaldo overnight. He spent many times on the pitch, he spent many years after years, game after game after game, right, to become Ronaldo. Some of yous are trying to be a Ronaldo, but you're kind of like a substitute player. It's also disrespectful to expect ourselves to be that level of greatness when we haven't done the work. So I think there's kind of a reality check for you this week, which is, wait there a minute, I haven't done the work to be that level. Doesn't mean I won't be that level. Doesn't mean I'm delusional, but it means I've got to put in the reps, I've got to put in the work, I've got to do the learning, I've got to do the growing, because that's what this is. Don't worry about other people. Okay, we get wrapped up in that too much. Fuck other people, doesn't matter. Same as some of you have met someone and you're like, is this the one, is this the one, is this the one? Wrong approach. The people, there might be multiple options for you. And the goal here is to date rather than worry whether this person is the one, because every person we date, we're learning. So every time we date someone, every time we do some kind of learning, it's repetition, it's building blocks to become the CEO, to become a Ronaldo. Every person we date and it doesn't work out with, it's building blocks so that when we do find our person, we're educated emotionally to be able to have that relationship. So you need to get out your head and stop reading into things and stop running to the outcome, and you need to just follow the steps. Take things step by step this week. Okay? Whatever's meant for you is not going to reject you. That's what I'm getting with some of you. It's kind of like you're so outwardly focused and you're so fearful of being rejected, but if it was yours, there would be no rejection. And you need to start carrying that energy this week. See the way you've got the Sun card? Some years there could be problems around a child when it comes to money. There could be conflict around some kind of baby daddy or child when it comes to money. But we've got the Eight of Pentacles with the Ten of Wands. Some of you are putting too much pressure on yourselves. Okay? The Eight of Pentacles with the Ten of Wands. Some of you definitely feel like it's time to take a new direction. You're in an environment where basically it's too stressful, the people are too conflicting, there's just too much drama. But when we're competing with other people, when we're worrying about what other people think, that creates a lot of drama, it creates a lot of wasted energy. Work on you. Stop stressing yourself out, put your head down, put the reps in. Don't worry about these people. For the Virgo man, you're attracted to someone, but you're worried about other men. So you're still in a matrix mindset because men don't need to compete with men for what's theirs. Ronaldo won because he didn't compete with other footballers, he learned from them. He knew there was his competition, but he wasn't competing with them. He was competing with himself. It wasn't about being better than them men, it was about being better than himself. Okay? So for the Virgo man, stop getting wrapped up in the matrix mindset. The matrix wants you competing with other men. The matrix tells you that other men are your competition when it comes to a woman, but they're not. Those men are your competition with a whore, not with your wife. Right? They're your competition with women who are playing the matrix game, women who are using men for money and status. And your wife, are you kidding? I think some of you need to pull back on your class. Remember who the fuck you are. I said what I said. Okay? Top dog, Virgo. I know it's been hard out here. I know. Okay? But now, no. Pull back into centre. But also I think some of you have kind of got a bit lazy, you've got a kind of bit sloppy, and you kind of need to get that strong backbone, strong work ethic back and start really driving yourself the way you used to. I think some of you with the pandemic, with everything that's happened, you might have lost your confidence a bit. Okay? But just remember, you never asked for what was done to us. Most people didn't. Everyone's still trying to rebuild themselves. So don't let what was done to you affect your confidence. You can rebuild it. You can get that money back. You can get those houses back. You can rebuild, right? Okay. But stop trying to be perfect. And that's what I'm saying. Some of you's you were doing something as a way of life and it's ended. Maybe you were committed, maybe you were married, maybe you had a company and it went bankrupt. And maybe part of you kind of feels, I don't know what I'm doing. And what I'm saying to you is, you can do it, okay? In other words, I feel like you kind of feel like a duck out of water. So the world is changing, and the way you made your wealth before, the relationship you was in before, it was kind of a different time. You built it in a different way, but you got to trust yourself. And yes, it's going to take learning new things and being humble and being willing to do the steps and being patient and dedicated. But if you do, you'll shock yourself with what you achieve. And like I said, there is no competition for a woman's affections or a man's affections. That's matrix people. They're out here in affairs, they're out here competing with each other, something to prove with each other. Real people ain't doing that. You don't compete for what's yours, it's already yours. It doesn't mean you don't show up, it doesn't mean you don't put your best foot forward, it doesn't mean, but you don't compete. Okay? Right. Okay. If anything, that kind of game shows the real ones just how secure they are. The Matrix is great for real people, because when the Matrix comes in and tries to test their business or test their marriage, it's like, okay, I'm not sure what you're doing out there, but we know what we got in here. Try again with someone else. Okay? So I think with you Virgos this week, it's kind of more getting back into your confidence, getting out of your mind. Some of you have been through a really hard time, and I think the mind is kind of torturing you. It's kind of making you doubt yourself. But trust me now, if you just put your head on right, and you start working you against you, and you move back into your confidence, and you're also willing to be humble and relearn and get into what is modern, not what's past. Don't run too much in the future, don't live in the past. Get in the now, good shit's coming. Okay, anything else for Virgo? Wheel of Fortune. So fate and destiny is at play here. And the Wheel of Fortune is all about things that are out of your control. See, people in the Matrix, they're using the mind all the time to strategize, to manipulate, to force, to convince. That's what they do. Again, people who lead by faith, they're still taking actions, but they're paying attention to the signs, and they know most of it's God. It's already written. And that's what they're trying to say to you. It is already written. It's fate. It's destiny. If it's meant to be, it's going to be. And if it's not meant to be, it won't. Some of you might be dealing with a cancer. And again, what I just did is a cancer. And that's kind of truly, I don't mean to be rude when I say this, but that's what we're truly living in, a cancer. A disease-ridden society of toxic people and of toxic propaganda and of people who've just lost the way. People who are barely normal anymore. Okay? So I think it's so easy to get overwhelmed and then to start doing what other people do. Don't. Pull back into centre. You're Ronaldo. You're the top of the tree. You're not, and Ronaldo doesn't do what the younger footballers do. It's why he's Ronaldo. I don't know why I'm making Ronaldo an example. But you get the point. Okay, he got where he got because he didn't act the way most footballers act. Okay, he did the work, he stayed committed, he was sincere, he was competing with himself, so he got where he got. Whereas most footballers, they start getting distracted, they're running after women, they're running after the Kool-Aid, they're not doing the work, they're running after the money. Okay, so what one are you? Are you a substitute player who gets his name in lights for 2 minutes? Or are you Ronaldo? Ronaldo does it year after year, month after month, week after week, non-stop, and he just stays in his lane. Same as for the Virgo woman, stay in your motherfucking lane. With the Ronaldo, I feel like that's the message for the Virgo woman. You're going after these basic ass men, you're going after these fuckboys when you're actually looking for someone of his calibre. someone successful, someone who's passionate, someone who's driven, someone who's got it together, someone who's in a league of his own. This is not a common man. You're not looking for a common man. A Virgo woman can't be with a common man. It doesn't work. Okay? So I think there's something to do with being in a league of your own, but knowing that being in a league of your own means you have to do the work. It means you have to act different than the vast majority of people. It means you can't be out here being distracted, blaming, projecting, deflecting. Being a victim. Some of you has had a lot stripped from you, and it's really hurt you. It's buried your confidence. I get it. I had everything taken from me. I've got a Virgo ascendant. But anything God took, it's only because he's going to give better. And nothing lasts forever. We don't last forever. We need to stop being out here clinging. Everything dies. We die many times before we die. You know? So we're clinging. I do it too. But stop clinging. And start getting back on the horse and like, okay, come on. Like, I feel like this week for you is like, control only what you can control and let go of the rest. Okay? And anyone who's got you in anxiety and overthinking and stress, like, not good for you. Because if it was yours, it wouldn't do that. It would feel peaceful. It would be in alignment. It would just, you'd still have to work, but it just feels right. Okay, what does a wheel do? It moves you forward. It's not stagnant. It's not stuck. It's not pulling you backwards. It's moving you forward. So make sure you're moving forward. Make sure you're not around people who are pulling you backwards or keeping you stagnant. If you're living in the fucking past about what you did in your job and how much money you had in the bank before the COVID, you're moving backwards. The death. Okay, so the message for Virgo is to accept the death, to accept. There's been definitely, I kind of feel like for Virgo with the Ten of Swords, with the Tower, there has been some painful maybe betrayals, losses, defeats. The Tower is things that come unexpectedly. And this happened for a lot of us, okay? The very foundations of our world, this is natural disasters, this would be a pandemic. This is the things that have happened to us that create big changes in our world. Okay? And when we're not prepared for the losses and we're not prepared for these disasters and we live in delusion of safety, that's where we get crippled. When you start waking up to everything ends, including me, and you don't cling, you're able to deal with the disasters of life, you're able to accept life for what it is, an ever-changing terrain that comes to an end. So I think for you, it's time to transform, it's time to enjoy the new that's coming. Okay? There is a lot of good that's coming. But it means basically you've got to rebuild yourself. No more looking back. Remember what I just said, the Six of Cups. Okay? No more forcing connections. No more overthinking connections. Start to do the game different. Okay? Meet people without expectations of outcomes. Look for clients without expectations of sales. If it's meant to be your client, it'll be your client. If it's not meant to be your client, it won't be your client. Put your best foot forward, try a couple of times, and then pull back. So for Virgos this week, no force, just flow. And it's time to basically start getting back into the game, start learning new things, start moving forward, start dating again, and stop worrying about how people are feeling. It's natural we do it, you know, especially when we really like a person, we start over-analysing, we start checking out our competition. You know, even me lately, you know, there was a guy I was seeing and like, I went in, when he rejected me, I was like, is it because I'm not this? Is it because I'm like, fuck you. I am what I am. He's Middle Eastern. So when someone rejects you and they're of a different culture, it's like, is it because I haven't got tan skin? Is it because my arse is not big enough? Maybe it's this, maybe, fuck off. I am what I am. Reject me then. We all do it, is the point I'm making. We all kind of sit there and go, oh, maybe, no. I am what I am. We can always be better. We can always make ourselves look better. We can always do the work. But in the end, you are what you are. And if people reject you, you're not changing yourself for those people. because there's people out there who will fully accept you as you are. Okay? And some of us, when it comes to your career, when it comes to money, when it comes to success, you've got to rebuild yourself. And instead of feeling anxious and fearful, get inspired. Because if you think you are big before, you've seen nothing. Yeah. And I'll finish with this. For the Virgo women who are trying to bag some basic cunt, Ronaldo is waiting. Okay? Not him, he's taken. But that type of guy. You know? How besotted is he with Georgina? He could have any woman he wants, but he likes Georgina. Okay? The point I'm making is that's the kind of man you're looking for. He's successful, he's got it together, and again, he knows what he wants, and he's committed and he's loyal. Okay? You need to move back into your sass and class. If you want to book a reading, it's in the description box below. Like the video, comment, and I'll speak to you soon.